Hi guys, once again welcome to Sementia Farms, and my name is Fred. Today I'm picking a question that one of you have written to me about, and the question is, Fred, are you a real farmer or are you just doing this for the fame on YouTube? And that question has kept me thinking, because that question is a very valid question. A lot of people are on YouTube, and now we are seeing a lot of things on YouTube that we are like, what the heck is going on? So I think as we are growing as a family, it's great that I take a step back and really talk to you guys about why I started this YouTube channel and the reason why I'm doing so many projects at a time. Because I know most of you think it's not even real and it's not realistic. And why will he not focus on one and doing pig farm today, doing poultry tomorrow, doing cattle yesterday? And that's why I'm bringing you guys episode. So if you want to know the secret behind why I'm doing what I'm doing, then stay tuned as I bring you this episode. Welcome back, guys. So as I said in my intro, today I'm going to be talking about a question that one of my fans asked, and the question was, I've been loving your videos and watching, but the more I watch, I ask myself, are you a real farmer or are you just want to be famous on YouTube? Because of the number of projects that I always see you doing. And it really kept me thinking and really questioning that question too, because I think somebody sitting afar, it will be very, it can be confusing about all the projects that is happening here and all the videos and content. I mean, I just go to the farm and just start recording, right? Most of the time we don't really plan, and I think it's a lot of information that I'm putting there, and somebody who is just watching on a daily basis is going to be like, is this real? Like, is this guy really doing this? What is his plan? And so on. And I think two things that I picked from the question was, are you a real farmer or do you want to just be famous on YouTube? Because of the number of projects that I'm embarking on. And it could sometimes feel unrealistic, right? That it's not possible. Like, why is he doing this? He's doing poultry, he's doing cows, he's doing goats, he's doing pig, he's buying this land, he's growing this. Is this even possible? Is this real? Or is he just recording different things and maybe wanting to be popular on YouTube? So I think we are growing, right? We are almost at 10,000. Yay, And I think it's great that I take a step back and tell you guys how all these things started and my motive behind all my YouTube videos and the work that we put in to make these videos happen, right? So I'll take a step back and sort of go into why I started this YouTube channel, and then through that also talk to you guys about why I'm doing various projects at the same time or within the year and so on. So why I started this YouTube channel? So I started my cattle farm and started processing hay. I had processed hay for about 6 months, and one day I was just drying the hay. If you don't know what hay is, it's basically a grass that we dry in the sun. And then once it's dry and the moisture content is extracted, you are able to bale it into bales. And by so doing, we're able to save it for like 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and be able to feed our livestock with it. At this point, I had only cattle, right? And one day I was just processing the hay, and I was like, oh, this is something maybe I think I should share. I knew I wanted to start a YouTube channel for the farm, but I was already very shy of the camera. I was shy of like what people will say. I don't know. Is anybody out there who even wants to know about cattle farming? It was just a whole thought. So I think the first step was what I was looking for. And one afternoon, I just picked my phone and started recording the hay. If you go all the way to my videos, you will see that I didn't even show my face. I was literally just talking about the hay and using my camera to focus on it and how I was drying it, you know. And I had a friend by then who was in Ghana who was like, "Fred, this is cool. I think I should record you." Like, and he pushed me, right? And I stood in front of the camera and then started talking, and that was it. And then it took off. And I don't know, maybe it took us about 3 months to hit 1,000 subscribers. And then we kept on going and going and going and going. And as time went on, COVID happened. So I was in Ghana for like 9-8 months doing nothing. And I know me, I like to be busy. I like to always think about something new. So even though the cattle farming was keeping me engaging and so on and so forth, I realized I have the capital. I was in Ghana for this long. Why don't I do something? The school wasn't in session, so I was basically free. So I started really with a poultry farm and said I wanted to go into poultry farming. So I started doing a lot of research and blah, 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 and so on, and started doing poultry farming. And I started with 2,000 birds just to test it out, right? And initially maybe started with like 200 birds in people's pen, and then started building my own pen. And really, it was the poultry farm videos that people started really asking a lot of questions. And I realized that, wow, like this information is not out there. Everybody is so close-minded, doing their own thing. And people that are even willing to share don't have the record because they are not really documenting and recording for these purposes. Right, and how many people around my age are actually doing active agriculture, being innovative, and really documenting and recording everything that they had. So I really saw it as an opportunity for me to share more and be as transparent as I can. I mean, I don't think the poultry farm I have now is what is gonna make me rich, or like I think I already have done a bit of life to a point where I don't think sharing how much I make in poultry farming is a justification of my wealth or my accomplishment or what I already have. So to me, I had nothing to lose, and to me, I was like, if it's gonna help somebody to make the better decision, then why not? When I wanted more information about poultry farming or cattle farming, I couldn't get it. I traveled all the way to the United States. And what I had wasn't applicable to Ghana because all the food they were feeding cows there, I couldn't get it in Ghana. The medication doesn't apply here, right? The feeding doesn't apply here. The breed of stock doesn't apply. So it would have been better for me to find a Ghanaian video, Ghanaian information, and you go to the Ministry of Agric, and I leave that up to you, right? But the content wasn't there, and it's because people that were in cattle business or probably even in poultry business are in their 60s and 50s, and they don't have the technology and the platforms that we have to be able to share it, right? So then I started pouring everything out and documenting everything from building my pen, feeding, vaccination, sourcing of my birds, everything that I am doing. So it was basically sharing my experience here so that people that are doing it in Ghana and even in African countries can also learn from it, right? And then another thing I realized was also the fact that people living abroad were getting transparency into what I was doing because they have intentions to do it, but they didn't know how, or they didn't have the idea of cost and what is even needed. So that even inspired me more to be able to give that information because I have been in that situation, right, where I'm in the US and trying to build a school building in Ghana and didn't have any idea of the cost, the architecture, the plan, and so on and so forth, right? So that was another big encouragement for me to do it. So this is how the YouTube started. So to my fan there who was wondering if the purpose is to be famous, I think the purpose was actually to motivate people and to put the information out there. Imagine if you are also putting your information out there, right? And I think when I started, I really watched a lot of videos from Hams. I think he's in Uganda, who was doing goat farm, and got a lot of inspiration from him and said, if he's doing it, I bet I can do it as well, right? And since I started my YouTube, I've seen a lot of guys also started doing things like that, which is very good. I think one of the famous one that I can think of is Foam TV, and Foam TV is also picking up very well. If you haven't seen any video from him, just go on YouTube and put in Foam TV. I think so. It's AFUOM, so Foam TV, and he does a lot of videos on goat farming, on agriculture, on poultry, on catfish, and I think he also got some inspiration from what I was doing, and again from so many other sources, and he's also putting that information out there that I know is helping thousands and thousands of people. So the goal here is not the fame, but it's really what we are missing as a continent, the content of how we're doing things. It's crazy how innovative Africans are. Anything I buy from the US or from China and bring it here, after 6 months, 7 months, it gets broken. And we have to come with a creative way of doing it our own way. And I feel like all those ideas and innovations are not being told. Our stories are not being told. So the goal for my channel is to produce as many content of all mistake, good ideas, innovative, stupid things that I do out there, so that you watching, in case someday you decide to start a farm, or even your kids decide to start a farm, they will have the African content. Because so many things I have purchased from China and the US brought it here and it didn't work. And I had to really think the Ghanaian way. I have to really think the African way and to make it work. And I'm sure Foam TV is finding the same thing and putting all this content there. There is the Ayuko TV by YouTube. I think there is another lady that I can't remember the title of her YouTube channel that is also going around interviewing people and putting all this knowledge there. It's helping all of us. So I think we should encourage it. And the fame will come, will not come. I think the only time I've actually been picked out of a crowd was in Accra when I was at a bar, and a gentleman from Germany actually saw me and came to me, and you know, it was a great experience. But aside that, I know most of you have even tried to meet me in person, and I'm so busy that I'm not able to have time to meet you guys or to even meet you at the farm. So that really, I mean, tells me that what I'm doing is not more about meeting people, but it's more about the content that we're providing. It's raining, so I apologize in case you don't hear me well. But the next thing is the projects that I'm doing. So at a certain point in this career or in this journey of documentation, I sort of realized that there's so many opportunities. Like I can do anything, right? With 50,000, with 100,000, with 20,000, I can start so many projects. And my point is, how am I going to know if I want to start a project, if the project is profitable or not, if the right content is not there, or if I can find a research about cost, about feeding, about breed, about all this information that I need to be able to make the right decision. So if I have the capital to be able to do this project, my guess is, why don't you do all of them, and maybe in the next 5 years or in the next 4 years, I will be able to say pig farm is the way to go, or poultry farming is the way to go, or goat farming is the way to do. Wouldn't that help you a lot? And at this point, I think that is where I am, where I'm like, I'm going to try, or I know I want to do agriculture. I know when I'm 40 years old, when I'm 50 years old, I want to have a stay home where you know, I can have my family and we can have all the livestock and really live that kind of simple agriculture, like farming life. And that's what I picture myself growing old into. But in order to do that, I need to be able to use the time that I have, the resources that I have now, to test and to build that platform now. And so if you're wondering about why I'm doing so many projects and not focusing on one to really make money from it, I think my goal now is not to make profit like today. My goal now is to put things in place, get the experience, get the knowledge, and be able to understand which sector or which livestock to go into. And again, to be able to help you also to decide if you have 50,000, what can you do and what is going to be your profit margin. So that is the main reason behind me doing various projects. So to me, it's all testing. I know not all of us will have that opportunity or privilege to be able to throw money and resources and your time out there testing different things till you make a decision. I do have that, and I'm happy to do it because I believe life, and you can't just be successful overnight. It takes learning, it takes mistakes, it takes really putting yourself out there and being able to try different things, taking the risk. And that's what I'm taking. So maybe I'm going to take it for you. And you can look at my videos after 5 years and say, Fred tried poultry, Fred did pig farm, Fred did goat farming, Fred did cattle farming, Fred did duck. And at the end of the day said, this is what is going to work because of this and this and this. Therefore, I'm also going to go here. Fred bought a land here, bought a land there, did this, did that. And at the end of the day said, this is going to work. It's going to save you a lot of trouble. And I hope that is going to give me a lot of courage and also experience to be able to be good at what I do in the next 5 years. So that's sort of my peg and my explanation towards why I'm doing so many different projects. So I hope this answers your question, and I'm trying to always pick one of the questions that really sticks to me and keep me thinking and answer them on a long video and in a chair so that I can explain it to you guys. So thank you guys for making the time to watch, and I hope this is clear. Please don't leave without leaving a comment below. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know if the explanation makes sense or if it doesn't. Please feel free to leave a comment, and thank you for watching.